Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thanks so much for being with us on today's program. As always, we'll get you started off with a little contact information. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, please give me an email. That's the best way to get in touch with me, cbrady@tv24.tv. Send me an email if you have ideas for our program. You know, we're always looking for interesting topics, interesting stories, and interesting people to visit with here on East Alabama Today throughout our 9-county TV24 coverage area. So if you have an idea for any of that kind of stuff, special events, fairs, festivals, things that are happening in your community, let me know about those things by sending me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. Now hang out with us. Today we're going to be talking about the Etowah County Rescue Squad and the services they provide throughout not just Etowah County but throughout the region. And we'll have those details when we come back. Stay with us. Yeah, we welcome you back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for joining us. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking today about the Etowah County Rescue Squad, and we have a couple of guests with us today. Mike Bettis is with us with the Rescue Squad. Mike,
Carl.
Good to see you. Captain Mike Bettis, is that right?
That's correct.
That's your rank in the Rescue Squad.
Yes, sir.
We also have with us Mr. Jay Holland. Jay?
The real Carl Brady.
It's been a long time since anybody has referred to that song.
Yeah.
We need to find that.
Yep.
I think it's still on the computer at
Back when you were a radio guy.
Yeah, at Wax and Z93. The real Carl Brady, please stand up.
That's right.
We did our own little parody of the Slim Shady song, so we'll have to find that and let everybody hear that again sometime. That's been quite a while.
Be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, you guys are working with the Rescue Squad. Mike, you've been with the squad for a long time. Jay, you're helping out with publicity and
Right.
things like that, and getting the word out about the Rescue Squad, and that's what we wanted to help with today as well. Now, people are very familiar with seeing you guys in the white hats and the red jumpsuits around town, but I think it's people have a tendency to forget about the job you guys do and the services you provide to the community, and so we want to help spread that word again and get everybody back involved with the Rescue Squad.
Yeah, we do several things around the communities involved. Help the volunteer fire departments, the sheriff's department, even the Gadsden PD. We do have the K-9 units now in the squad that we have missing persons or anything of that nature that help us find the loved one of the families that's missing. So there's a lot of things we do, and then dragging there on the Coosa River. So we're still in business. We still, if something happened, an accident on the river, we can deploy our boats and continue working as normal. And when we go on a scene, when the Etowah County Rescue Squad rolls on a scene, we're there until duration.
Yeah, you guys are there to fill whatever role needs to be filled, and you're a volunteer backup to local law enforcement.
That's right.
To give a few extra resources to the community when there is some kind of tragedy or problem going on. You guys can roll to help them out.
Yeah, we got that extra resources. Anytime the law enforcement or someone needs that extra hand, we've got that extra hand for them. We're here to support and help and back up and help find or do the job that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And well, like when we had that a few years ago, had that plane crash there in Coates Bend, we were there from the time we got there on scene to the time it was done, never left. We've had a crew all spend the night down there on the river looking for the pilot and the student pilot. So
and even here more recently, I guess it was maybe last summer or late last fall, I can't remember exactly the time frame, there was a teenager got lost at Knockalilla Falls down in the gorge, and you guys were there for several hours and found the young man who had wandered away from his family. We were glad to be there as well with our TV cameras and were able to catch the rescue right there as it happened, as they found him and come walking over the ridge. That was quite a moment.
That was great, because we actually found the victim, and he's okay. Just a few little scrapes and briars and stuff, but he was in good shape. And just a few months ago too, we assisted Boaz Police Department on when that guy jumped over the bridge there in Gunnersville. So we actually, if we're called up there, we will go up there and assist wherever needed.
Yeah, Jay, that's what I mentioned. It's not just the Etowah County Rescue Squad, but they respond to calls throughout the region. I think recently, after the most recent Talladega race, you guys assisted with the search down there as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and the little 13-year-old up in the Egypt community back in January, February, I think it was, got lost, wandered away, couldn't find his way back, cell phone battery died, and the rescue squad was Johnny on the spot as usual.
Yeah.
This organization got started in the very early 60s.
That's right.
And that was the days before the complete mobilization of law enforcement assets. Mostly volunteers. There are other surrounding counties that have rescue squads as well. Cherokee County comes to mind, and some others around the area.
Yeah, DeKalb County has a very active rescue squad units that have to go down to the canyon all the time, and they have to have some very specialized skills.
Right.
About 8 months ago, I guess it was, late last year, Mike gave me a call and asked me to serve on what he termed was a new board of directors. And Mike and the current management of the rescue squad felt that they needed some outside help. So I was asked, along with about, 4 or 5 others?
About 4 others, yeah.
Including an attorney, Josh Sullivan, and a couple other guys that have really pitched in. We've rewritten the bylaws. We've given a new image. And while we're going to keep the standard red jumpsuit and white helmet, we are redoing the logo and going to get some new graphics for our vehicles, and things are really going to look a lot more modern for the new rescue squad in the days to come. And we're still doing our roadblocks and asking for volunteer donations and things, and volunteers. In fact, we have right now a membership drive going on. We'll tell you a little bit about that a little later on. But there is a lot of good things. We just had an open house and a blood drive with the American Red Cross that we just completed last month. So it's really getting back into the forefront and trying to help our fellow Northeast Alabamians. Yeah,
let's explain your voice coming and going. It's tough for us radio and TV guys when we start losing our voice, but that little summertime cold that you're fighting off here, so we'll explain that.
Yeah. It's just one of those hazards of the biz,
Yeah, mine usually hits in February, so I'm okay for right now. Talk about funding. This is a volunteer organization. All your folks are volunteers. You guys have lots of equipment. You've got trucks, you've got boats, you've got four-wheelers, you've got all these kind of things that you guys need to do your jobs. And where does some of that funding come from? We were familiar with the roadblocks, but what do we need to do to get that funding built up so that you guys have the latest, bestest technological equipment?
Well, what we get our funding is from the public. Okay, that's how we get all of our money to operate. And we have the gas for all the vehicles. We got like 6 vehicles and 3 boats, 3 Rescue 1 boats, or correction, 4 Rescue 1 boats. And so the insurance alone on those is pretty good that we have to keep. Then the gas going in those, but our funding, if anybody wants to donate to the Etowah County Rescue Squad, they can go to the Exchange Bank and make a donation at the bank. Just tell them, put it in the Etowah County Rescue Squad donation account, and they will be glad to. They could drop a check in the mail to 911 Black Creek Road if they want to make a check donation straight to us. Or if we're out working a mission, somebody wants to donate, they can do it there. But most importantly, as well as that, because funding is very important, that's how we are able to stay on the scene as long as we are, is from the generous donations from the public. We do need members. We've got 27 on roster right now. We need some more members. So if anybody wants to join the rescue squad, like I said, none of us get paid, from the captain on down to the member. Nobody gets paid. It's all for funding and the operation of the rescue squad. You can go online.
Let's go ahead and take a break and do a commercial break right here. And when we come back, we'll talk more about a membership drive and how you can become a part of the Etowah County Rescue Squad. And we'll do that when we come back, so stay with us. And we welcome you back into East Alabama today. We're talking today about the Etowah County Rescue Squad. We've got Jay Holland with us on the end down there, Captain Mike Bettis with the Rescue Squad as well, in the familiar red jumpsuit and white helmet there that you see around town when you see the Rescue Squad deployed. As we were going to break, we were talking about membership in the rescue squad. Your numbers are down a little bit here recently. Need to build that back up. Need to get people involved with the rescue squad again. So who are you looking for? What kind of talents or abilities or things like that can contribute to the rescue squad? Well,
we like to have an already qualified CPR, or somebody knows basic first aid. That'd be great. But if you don't, that's fine. You can still come on and fill out an application. You go to our website, EtowahCountyRescue.org, and pull the application offline and fill it out and give me a call, or bring it back to our building at 911 Black Creek Road and put it in our mailbox, whatever. And we'll
have a vetting process or anything like that to check out folks who are volunteering?
Sure do. Our first lieutenant will then take the applications, review them. We have a membership committee. He'll get with this committee and review the applications and run a background check and everything of that nature, and bring it to the membership for vote.
Well, what about folks, maybe the administrative type stuff? I don't foresee me hiking up and down the rocks at Nakalula Falls looking for a kid anymore. 20 years ago, maybe, but right now I don't think that could happen. But so do you have administrative positions or volunteers or I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork in what you guys have to do. Do you have available slots for those kind of things?
We don't really have available slots for those. The officers in the squad basically do the administrative stuff as well, but they're also out in trenches getting down and getting dirty too.
Right.
Like that kid that was missing up in Nakalula Falls that we was talking about. He was there.
Yeah.
You heard him when he came over the radio, so.
Y'all gonna have to send a truck down here to get us. Absolutely. And it was raining that day as well.
It was raining that day too.
But by the time several hours worth of searching had gone by, everybody was starting to get a little tired of climbing over the rocks and up and down the rocks over there.
Carl, I remember back in the late 70s through the 80s, there were several deployments of the rescue squad, and as a young man from the Nakalula Falls area, originally you probably remember some of those long deployments,
absolutely.
2 and 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And it's sad to think that you spend that much time looking for someone that's gone.
Yeah.
But that's what these guys do. And whether it's dragging the Coosa River or, camping out there at Nakalula Falls until the job's done, that's what the rescue squad, that's the tradition.
Yeah.
That's the legacy. And that's what these guys and young women are keeping going. And we do encourage anybody that wants to help and wants to augment what the Sheriff's Department and the police departments around Etowah County and the surrounding counties have. And sometimes they need the help. They really do.
Yeah.
In fact, most times they could use all the manpower they can get. One thing I'd like to say, if I can say it,
if you can get it out,
is that the fundraising part. Most recently, we had an estate, we got a portion of an estate willed to the rescue squad.
Yeah.
And that is, down through the years also, has been, a great source of funding for the rescue squad. So we would encourage that kind of donations as well.
Right.
I'll shut up now and just
let your voice recover for a second there.
not butcher the program anymore.
Well, Mike, does it take a special person to be a part of this unit? Because not only, there's the rough and rugged, going to go out and we're going to search and we're going to stay on the water, and you've got that aspect of things. But many times when you guys are called out, is you're looking for someone who has died, and you find a body that has been in the water for a week or two, or has been caught under an undertow at Nakalula Falls under a rock or something, and it's not a pretty sight and difficult to deal with, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because some things we do see is not pretty.
Yeah.
We always pray that, hey, we're going to have a good, fine, that everything's going to be okay, but sometimes it's not that way, and it's just something you got to reach down and pull yourself up, because you remind yourself, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for that family.
Right.
So they can have closure, so they can rest, so they know that their loved one, that's who you're working for, is that family. And so they can have the closure and deal with what they got to have to deal with.
Right.
Not knowing.
What kind of a commitment is it if I'm going to volunteer to be a part of the rescue squad? Meetings, time-wise, if I'm at work when a call goes out and my boss won't let me leave, or those kind of things. And what kind of a commitment am I committing to?
Well, number one, we are a volunteer, so job comes first, obviously. Because if you're at the work and we get toned out, that you gotta work. You gotta pay the bills. You gotta eat.
Right.
But when you're off work, we ask for all our members. Keep your radio in your car, so when you get back in your car from work, turn it on. And that way, if you hear we have a mission while you're at work, you can come join us, help out. I mean, it's a pretty strong commitment, because you never know when something's going down. If something happens, it's never at a convenient time.
Yeah.
You could be sitting there Easter morning, eating, trying to have Easter with your family, and the tones go off. Sorry, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You're needed, and that's happened. One Sunday, we got toned out Easter Sunday. Well, everybody else getting ready to go for Sunday school and church. Well, I'm putting my red coveralls on, my white hat, and I'm going up to Huntsville.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just something you got to do.
And that's something that is important that people, I guess, before they make this commitment, need to understand. Even though it is a volunteer position, it's such an important position and an important organization that when you get the call, you can't just say, "Well, I don't think I'm going to go today. I just don't feel like it."
Yeah.
You're making that commitment to be a part of something special.
That's right. I mean, that family that lost that loved one, I'm sure they would love to have that loved one. So they don't have that option.
Yeah.
So you remember you're doing it for that family. You get up and take care of that family so they can have closure and their family.
What about regular meetings, just general group meetings and things like that? Do you have regular scheduled meetings of the membership?
Yeah, we have 2 meetings a month. The first Tuesday of every month is our business meeting. And then the third Tuesday of every month is a work detail meeting where we'll have just a brief meeting. Then we'll go out and maintenance, make sure all the vehicles are gassed up, ready to go for that call.
What about training and things like that? Do you provide any training? Do you have a membership training? For if you get a call to go help the Fisher Rescue Squad up in DeKalb County, and somebody's going to need to know how to do rappelling down the side of the mountain, or you may get a call on the Coosa River where somebody needs to know a little bit about scuba diving or how to safely drive a boat or those kind of things. Do you have regular training sessions with your members?
Yeah, we train on. That's also on that second meeting is also some training sessions that we do have, and then we'll schedule meetings throughout the month where we'll go out on the Coosa and we'll train on the Coosa, practice driving the boats, dragging, or in the process now of getting with Huntsville Cave and Rescue, training with them on rappelling and stuff like that, because we got a lot of new members that need some of this.
Yeah.
And just recently we working with American Red Cross for CPR, so we're keeping all abreast and things for CPR training that way too.
What are some immediate needs that the squad has right now? We've talked about fundraising and making donations and things like that, but I'm sure there are some immediate needs, some equipment that needs upgrading, some things that you need right now. What specifically can people help with?
Well, right now we do have a couple needs. One is we have an old dually, and I can't remember what year the dually is right now, but it badly needs to be retired. We need to update that one. It's starting to give us some problems now, and so we need to update that one. And we also have a Suburban that's been a good vehicle, but it's got a lot of age on, a lot of miles.
Yeah.
And we need to see about repairing that one because it's starting to give us little problems.
I know we
so those two
looked at new radios recently.
Yeah. And that was something else. The radio system.
Yeah, the radio system in the county is changing and going to an all-inclusive type system. So I guess you guys need the radios to join in on that system instead of staying on a separate system. Yeah.
We need to get on the 800 system, and so we're looking at having to buy a whole bunch of radios for the trucks as well as the handhelds. So there's the three immediate needs that we really need.
Well, very good. We'll take a commercial break and come back in a moment and give you contact information, how you can get in touch with the Rescue Squad if you'd like to help meet these immediate needs, make donations, or even inquire about membership if you'd like to volunteer. And we'll give you some of those details when we come back, so stay with us. And we welcome you back for our final segment of East Alabama Today with the Etowah County Rescue Squad. And if people need more information, they've been intrigued by what we've talked about today, they want to learn more, you've got several phone numbers, you've got your office down on Black Creek Road. Talk about how people can get in touch with you.
Well, they can call us. Cell phone is 256-613-1566, or they can call me at the squad building. It's 256-547-1414, or dispatch is 547-7045.
And you guys have a nice website now as well. Jay, you want to mention the website?
Yeah, it's EtowahCountyRescue.org. And we are upgrading it and going to make it a little bit more accommodating. You'll see our new logos, and I think we even have some podcasts there from when we were on some radio shows and things like that you can get up to speed on, things that the Rescue Squad does and does very well, I might add.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Appreciate it.
Great to have you with us. Thanks, Jay.
Carl.
Appreciate it very much. And folks, we thank you for joining us as well here on East Alabama Today. Support the Etowah County Rescue Squad. Check out their website. Go by their office, 911 Black Creek Road in Gadsden, or give them a call on those numbers we showed you earlier. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.